Second Timothy 1:7 says, "For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline." Do not sleep on your self-discipline, as it helps you overgrow or grow over your distractions. Yes, this is the Morning Drive live on ECWA Television Africa, and my name is Magdalene Azal. And most times people get distracted by things because of some factors. And today on the Morning Drive, just as usual, I would like us to talk about distraction. For God did not give us uh, the did not give us a timid abilities, but he gave us the power to love, the power of self-discipline. So how disciplined are you when it comes to distraction? Are you a person who allows distraction take his mind away from the things or the goals he's supposed to achieve? You should rethink, because trust me, if you are mostly distracted, you can never achieve anything you want to achieve. And what is distraction? Distraction is just things that will take your mind away from the things you are supposed to concentrate on. So when you have distraction in your life, it means that there's something wrong, because God did not give us that kind of power, but he gave us the power of self-discipline. And for you to be focused in life, and for you to be not to be distracted, which means you have to be focused, which means you have to put your mind into what you want to achieve. Definitely. And today, as we go into the program, or as we go into the topic properly, I would want us to talk about distraction has a huge cost on our focus on productivity. When you are distracted, you cannot be productive. Definitely. And one of the examples, or one of the most excuses people get to exhibit, is when they feel tired, and maybe if they're trying to do some things, and then you just feel, let me just take my phone and just go on Facebook, or just let me just go on internet and just browse some things just to calm myself down before I come back to the initial thing I'm doing. Before you know it, it is 10 minutes gone, it is 20 minutes gone, it is 30 minutes gone, an hour and more, and what you're supposed to do or achieve at that time is being put on hold because of just this little distraction. So if you are that person, but there are people actually who when they feel tired, they can just say, okay, let them just take a little while and just see something, probably to just ease their selves. But if you are that person that is easily distracted, or if you're distracted, you don't come back realizing it in time, then you have to stop it. When you have something you need to achieve, just go straight to it, try to do it, and then don't distract yourself with any internet, because at that time it is not the internet you're supposed to be visiting. And talking about people who go out on a daily basis to hustle, people who have to go to their offices as their hustle and all that. Everyone has a goal, everyone has something he would want to achieve in a day. If you don't want to be distracted, what are you supposed to do? At first, you have to keep your vision and goals in mind. Figure out exactly why you need to focus in the first place. Some people don't even know why they need to focus in the first place. Why won't you want to, every day of your life, have a schedule of what you want to do and what you want to achieve in a day, in a week, in a month, quarterly? It will help you stay focused, even though sometimes there are a little bit of maybe you deviate from exactly what maybe you've planned for the day, but still yet you have this mindset that this is what I want to achieve and I should be able to achieve it in a day. So even if you have, like, you've given yourself today to do something, no matter what can happen on that day, try and make sure you finish that thing. That is you being focused on your goal. Okay, so please, when you have something doing, don't get easily distracted. Make sure you know exactly the reason why you have to be focused on that thing. Make sure you have a vivid description of what you want, because most times when people get distracted by even their thoughts, because they don't even know exactly what they want to achieve, they don't even know how to even achieve it. If you don't know something, how can you even know how to achieve it? So you have to figure out what you want to do and then figure out how to go about it. It will help you a lot. And clarify your day before you start. Most times, some people have 20 things, because they said you should stay focused. Some people have like 20 ideas or 20 goals to achieve in a day. How is it possible? Because in certain goals, you have to be realistic. If if you are a person, everybody has his own capabilities, okay, and abilities. If can you be able to achieve 20 things that you've set for your day, for yourself in a day? If you can't achieve that, know your strength, know your capability, know how you can go in a day, so that you will not stretch yourself out, so that you will not burn out even before you get to do one thing. So if you have something you want to achieve and there are many, you can break them down. You can start with probably 3 out of the 10 or 20 things you have in a day, so that you concentrate on them and then give it the best result, because it's not all about the quantity, it is all about the quality. And then success is definitely not about quantity, it is about quality. What did you achieve and how did you achieve it? Are you satisfied with the end result? You have to be satisfied with your end result for you to say, okay, this is really a success. So don't just put 20 things you want to do in a day and just do small touches here and there, and then you say, I've achieved it. How is the result? Are you happy about the result? You have to know that. So if you're focused, you would get to know that you need to reduce something, so that you can actually spend time on the things that you need. And especially if you want to reduce things that you need to do in a day, you have to prioritize your ideas. The most important things are the ones you will remove and start working on them before the other ones, because you can't have everything, like 20 things that are most important at a time. So there's definitely a level to your priority. There are some who are the most, and then the middle, and then the last ones. So you have to know what your priorities are, and then work on them. So another thing again, when you have priorities, or when you have things that you need to do and you don't want to be distracted about them, start early. Okay, start early. There are women who have children, and then there are people who as they want to do things, if you don't start early, when the kids wake up, definitely there are going to be distractions here and there, especially when you need to cook for them, you need to take them to school, you need to do so many things before you even go to your business places, or before you go to whatever you need to go, or wherever you need to go to. So you have to start early. By maybe since the children are still asleep, you can start by waking up by 5, starting your chores, doing some things that are necessary, so that you cut off, having to have a lot of things doing when the day breaks. Okay, so you can start early, do what you need to do before the children will wake up, and then after you take care of them, then you can go back relaxed and then do what you're supposed to do. There are people who are writers that can be at home and write. If you want to achieve certain amount of goals in a day, you have to start early. And there are people who they can just be distracted by so many thoughts, so many things not going on well in their mind, because there are people who don't have actually sound mind, and then distraction actually brings a problem when it comes to sound mind. So you have to know how your day can go. Don't just wake up and say, okay, I have tons of things I want to do today, and you just sleep and wake up around 10 and say, okay, that is the time you want to start it. your day is going to be choked up, and at the end you will not even concentrate on doing the things you are supposed to do. So please start early. What you're supposed know what you're supposed to do them before your children wake, or extra things that you need to do. And some people get focused, after maybe drinking their early tea, hearing jazz music to calm their nerves, and then, for them to concentrate on what they are doing. If you are not that type of person, you can also look for your own way of, calming your nerves. Then there are people who just, when they are distracted, or maybe especially when it comes to thoughts, and then it is affecting their behavior. Most times you will see them just, playing music, even if at their workplaces or maybe in their homes, and then there are people who just want to be working and then playing the jazz music. But it is actually very advisable you also use, a little cup of coffee, if you are a coffee lover though. So you just need a little cup of coffee, and drink and just feel calm even as you go around doing whatever you need to do, for you to stay woke, for you to stay alive, and not having to think, I'm feeling dizzy, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, so I can't really do what I'm supposed to do. So just take your time and then figure out how your day can go, figure out how you'll be able to achieve what you want to achieve. And another one is setting boundaries. Most people don't know how to set boundaries, even though setting boundaries actually very, very, it is not very easy. Yes, it is hard, but you have to set boundaries when it comes to people, because trust me, the most distraction you have in life comes from, people and then activities around you. If you have a set goal, you have to set boundaries. You have to know what to take and what you can't deal with, okay, so that you can be able to achieve your goal. And then how can you set boundaries? There are people who, when they are busy, they don't pick up phones. There are people who, when they are busy, they can't chat, they can't reply messages. And most times people get really angry, or they get really annoyed with you when you don't get to pick up calls, or you don't get to reply their messages. They start saying, why are you not replying messages? Why are you not doing this? I have my own time. I have things I need to achieve. So if the call is not something I need to answer at that time, then I can call you back, and then especially there are organizations too who don't pick up calls like ours. Most times your phone is not even with you, and then the person doesn't know, but what the person just wants is for you to pick up calls. And then trust me, most times they don't really have something very important to tell you, but the fact that you do not pick the call is a problem. So you have to know that there are rules that people will set in their lives for them to achieve something. If somebody is not picking up the call, the person can call you back. But as a person that wants to achieve something, you have to set boundaries. Nobody should worry you, because you should have your time. You should allow people come in when you want people to come in, even though it doesn't have to be over stretched and all. But people have to understand that people are busy, and then you have something that you would want to do in a day. So please don't be offended if you see somebody not picking your calls, or somebody not replying you the way you want to reply. And then focus on the smallest part of your work at a time. Most times people don't, because of the kind of, have you heard people who would sit down and say, I have a lot of things to do? And most times they keep saying, I have a lot of things to do, and they end up not doing anything. So stop it. Stop saying you have a lot of things to do and then start doing them, okay? Because it is already a distraction for you, thinking this thing is so big, and then how can I even start? There are people you will see, they have something to do, they will say, how can I even start? You are not even checking or researching, or trying to look for the solution on how to start. You just always just want to say, I have a lot to do, I have a lot to do. What are you doing towards achieving what you want to do? You have to know you have to start from somewhere. You can start from the smallest. If you think the thing is so big for you to start, you can start somewhere. You can just look for the smallest to start, and then you will now start seeing the idea on how to go about finishing it. So don't just sit down and be saying you have a lot to do. It is already a distraction for you. Okay, distraction doesn't have to be somebody saying it. Distraction, we are some people don't know that you are your biggest enemy. You are your biggest enemy, and you're your biggest cheerleader. If you do well, you cheer yourself. If you don't do well already, you should know that it is from you. Even if it's somebody that has distracted you, it is you who allowed yourself to be distracted. So which means you are your biggest enemy. Just the way I said, set boundaries. Okay, as a person, you need to set boundaries so that you be able to achieve what you want to achieve. And if you don't achieve it at the end of the day, it is your fault. It is nobody else's fault but yours. So please, as a person, set boundaries. At this time, I would want us to take our motivational video for the day, and this is just for people to get motivated and then just go out there, do something. Don't sit down at home. Don't feel you have a future ahead that you're not even working towards achieving. I'll be right back, and then continue from where I'm stopping.
My name is Mrs. Blessing Chukuma. It was not easy, but with God, all things are possible. I started this market because I could not know what to do. I lost my husband, I think 8 years ago. So for me to feed the children was very hard for me. With this I am doing now, I can be able to put food on their table. I am happy doing it, and they are also happy. You can see the children by my side, they are also happy. So for me staying in this main road, I believe one day everything will be fine. I will still have a shop. So for me, for now, I think I'm okay. The challenges of being here, because there is no other means. It's just the means that I know that I can be able to afford for now. So that's why I am here. When the rain comes, I cover up my things. I will look for a place and go and hide up with the children. So that is how we are doing it. After the rain, everything, I still pack my things home. So that is how I'm here. I don't have time, peace time, because at times I may be frying granules, other things at home. Before coming, maybe around 11. At times I come 10. It depends. So I don't have peace time. So that is the thing. The economy is that people are hungry. They want to buy things, but no money. So that is the challenges we are having. You may see people, they will come and look at it. Because there is no money in their pocket, they will just go. So that is the challenges we are having. I'm encouraging women, at least you must not rely on men now, because the men too, there was a big challenges, so you have to come out and help them. With the little that you do, I think you will support family too. So I'm encouraging them to come out, because if you are lying down there, hungry will kill you and kill your children. So you have to come out. It's God that will provide. When you come out, you see people, they may even decide to bless you. You understand? But if you are inside, you hide your destiny. You also hide yourself. So you have to come out so that you look for something to put in your children's table. So that is all I have for you women. I encourage them to come out.
if you don't come out do something, hungry go kill your children. Is that what you want? I'm sure that is not what you would want, because yeah, all the things you do, you're doing it for your kids, okay, and for yourself. So get up, go out there, and know what can possibly come out of what you have upstairs. Because trust me, God gave us the ability, okay, God gave us the capacity, to do things. Figure your own, and then have your drive, your daily drive. And I have some comments on Facebook that I would want us to read. Lua Busayo said, "Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord." Thank you, Busayo. And then another one said, God bless Ekwa TV for this insightful episode. Distraction is the greatest enemy to achievement and our communal system of life. Make us open to even avoidable distraction. May God help us to be focused and goal driven. Yes, we are supposed to be goal driven. And then BJ Dunya says, to achieve your goals, discipline is required. Distraction takes away focus on what it is truly important. You are all right. And then thank you, for your contribution on this program. We really appreciate it. People need to know that distraction definitely takes your mind away from your set goals. So if you want to have and achieved goals, you have to have a way, you have to have the capacity, to stay away from distraction. And then some of the things you need to do to stay away from distraction is remove external distractions. Trust me, external distractions like friends, the noise around. There are many people who don't really know how to achieve things when, people are around. If you are that type of person, you can just want to be alone somewhere and then just do something you need to do. And then another thing is, again, staying away from toxic relationship or staying away from toxic people. Because trust me, when you stay with toxic people, they drain your energy, and then they just make your mind, they play with your mindset, and then already your mental health is being touched. So if you have those kind of people in your life, please stay away from them. You can't just cut them off like that, but you have to make them know. You have to make people know that, okay, these are things I can't take, and then these are things I can take. But if it doesn't work, you have to stay away from them, because they are threatening your success, because your goals are your future success. Okay, so if you have a goal today, it's because you want to achieve something, and if you want to achieve something, it's because you are trying to be successful in life. If anything tempers with your ability of trying to be successful in life, then you have to cut off from that thing. Okay, and then some friends and then people that are close to us are some of the things we need to cut off so that we can be able to achieve what we want to achieve. And then another one is improve your discipline with focus practice. Most people, when they are feeling not focused, they just want to meditate, on, you can just sit down and then be quiet and then think of the beautiful things that have ever happened to them, or, some of the good memories they have, just for them to have that, sound mind to go back to what they are doing. It is not the one that you think you want to do meditation, the next thing you're gisting with people. No, you have to be in a quiet place. And being in a quiet place doesn't have to be you going out of where people can be. You can just sit down somewhere, there are people there, but you can just be in yourself, in your mind, meditating on some of the good things, and then it brings back little energy to you. So please do that. And lastly, I want you to manage your momentum. There are people who momentum is actually a lubricator. It makes you, if you gather your momentum in it makes you want to focus on some of your set goals, so that at least at the end of it you achieve something. There are some things that are actually difficult for you to achieve. Yes, you can notice, or you can be able to know that, but you should be able to find a way to accomplish what you want to accomplish. So you have to gather your momentum, you know, for you to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. The bottom line is that learning how to not get distracted is certainly easier said than done. Yes, it is actually easier said than done, but please, you have to, you know, try hard if you want to achieve something and do it, because I am actually guilty of some of the things, but you know, life is a process. You grow, you know, from your mistakes and all, so that at least at the end of it you have an achieved goal. Thank you so much for, you know, joining us. And as usual, you can always go back to Bible verses if you feel lost and distracted. You can go back to Bible verses just the way I used 2 Timothy 1:7, which says God did not give us God did not give us, you know, the timid life, or you know, the life of timidity, but he gave us power, love, and self-discipline. And if you're self-disciplined, you're going to achieve whatever you want to achieve. God bless us all, and I'll see you tomorrow by 8 a.m. Thank you very much for staying.